What's up, everybody? It's one Crazy Fox 1, and if my experience and levels seem a bit different, right after last recording the game crashed, and I had to start back all the way at Sweet's little factory. Anyways, I'm about to go insane. Anyways, for the next dungeon, I recommend Lloyd being at least level 10 or 11. I recommend him having all of the armor stuff on, and I recommend him having the boomerang. I've done all that. On top of that, I do recommend having a bunch of healing items. I already have a bunch of things. The magic herbs. I already have a bunch of those. Okay, please, for the love of gosh, don't crash again. It might have been me last time, but the game crashed. It's not that certain enemy. I don't know. Anyways, you can see that this is blocking the path of the train. Yeah, these are train tracks. So, what you gotta do, we have to take a detour around. So we gotta go over here and get into a battle. And after the little saucer died, and 10 found a pass that someone had left behind. And 10 picked up the pass. I might want to mention that you will probably want the H2O pendant. I went ahead and got that for Lloyd. Also, Nintendo learned a PSI that I don't know which one it is. I've checked and I can't determine which it is. I think it might be offensive up, but if any of these look unfamiliar to you, that's the one that we just got. I know healing beta was in the last one. Anyways, gotta go ahead and use a magical herb of doom on Lloyd. Because enemies here are jerks. Anyways, you go up here. This factory is Mr. Duncan's private property. Let's see your pass. This pass is expired. You must have stolen it. Suspicious creature. Look at me in the eye. And we get into a very, very tough battle with a stray dog. This is probably the hardest battle you will fight in the entire game. And the dog's dead. I don't know why they put a stray dog to guard. Bad dog. Anyways, welcome to Duncan's factory. I'm going to show you the map of this place, just like Magicant. Let me show you what it looks like real quick. Yeah, okay. You can see how big this place is. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the area where you start in, and I'm going to highlight the area of where you want to go. Now, there are a couple things you can pick up on the way, such as physical remedies, or capsules I should say, as well as other stuff. I recommend giving those to Lloyd. There's also a Franklin badge in this area. I highly recommend picking that up. Other than that, there's a PSI stone in this area that I wouldn't mind picking up myself. Other than that, this place is pretty much survive. There's also a catch-22 to this place, by the way. And that is being that your partner must live the entire time. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and journey in. Excuse me for a sec. I gotta have the map up because there's no way. There's no way I can do this without the map up. Oh my gosh, this place is big. If you want to go to starman.net and look at the map. Sorry if you keep on hearing some random cutting. I keep on clicking back and forth between the game and the map. Anyways, if you're going to want to get the capsules, you're first going to want to come down here. And we get into an enemy with a bomber. Bombers are quite easy to destroy. They don't really do too much, but they do have a chance of exploding. When they explode, oh gosh. They will obliterate you. It's in your best interest to go ahead and kill them for the XP, but try and kill them fast. Anyways, if you go down here, or go over here, Fireball! This is why I said bring the H2O pendant. Fireballs will do PK fire. It's a good idea to have the H2O pendant because a lot of things in here will do PK fire damage. Unfortunately, Nintendo does not have any PK fire defense, so we're just gonna go ahead and beat the crap out of him. See, Nintendo suffers 18 damage, but Lloyd only suffers 12. That's the difference between not having the H2O pendant and having the H2O pendant. Anyways, that ladder up there will lead you to a ladder that does nothing. And Lloyd advanced to the next level! Good. You need more defense. You'll see that his strength and force don't increase that much. That's Lloyd's character. Lloyd doesn't have too much strength. Anyways, that ladder, don't take it because that ladder will literally connect to the next ladder that you see going up on the top row that we just fought. Excuse me for a sec. I gotta do some things. First off, I'm gonna eat that. Second off, I'm going to use that on Lloyd. Get his stuff back up. I know I'm not all the way back up. I should do it again. You gotta just do some maintenance work here. Anyways, down here is where you're going to want to go. You're going to want to go down here, go over. In this room, I believe there is a life up. Let me check that real quick. Yes, there's a life up cream in that door, but in this door, there's an enemy. Oh, scrappers. Scrappers! They have quite a bit damage to them. These guys are threatening. I recommend fighting them and killing them quickly. But I also recommend being cautious around them. If you want to put a PSI barrier up or a physical barrier, mind you that is a fantastic idea. I don't have defense up beta or whatever. The next defense up, by the way, that we get is going to be a defense up for everyone. That's how it goes. Which is what I'm really hoping to get. Oh, he's ready for an attack. I think he just guarded there. Anyways, let's go ahead and put up a defense up alpha on Nintendo. I don't recommend using PSI this willy-nilly just like that. And he's using PSI beam anyways. Actually, wait a minute. I think the way that this battle goes, I'm gonna have to look it up. But I think they get ready for an attack, and then they use PK Beam. That much I think is true. Anyways, you check this. There's a quick capsule. You check the next one. There's a physical capsule. And you talk to it. No, how am I doing on... Okay, good. No, check it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do maintenance work on Lloyd. I recommend doing some of these on Lloyd. Wisdom especially on Lloyd, I guess. I mean, I'm not really sure, but I recommend getting some of Lloyd's stats up. Anyways, other than the life up, which I'm going to go ahead and really quickly grab, there's not much else you want to get down here. So, go right back up the ladder. Okay, once you get over here, alright. Once you go up the ladder, I believe what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the left. Hold on. Okay, so once you get back to the ladder, you're going to want to go to the left. If you go the other way and you go down, when you enter the area, if you go the other way when you start and you go down, you can find some bottle rockets I don't recommend, well, I do recommend getting bottle rockets, but there's another place you can get bottle rockets. I'm just going to explain it right now. If you go back into the Little Sweets factory and go back to that trash can, each time you check the trash can, you will continuously get bottle rockets. So, I don't recommend going out of your way to get bottle rockets. Oh gosh, Mr. or Doctor whatever, I don't like. I think he does bad things. I know the robot does, but I think he does even worse things. So, question is, see, this is why this area sucks. It's because you have like combinations like this. You got to decide. Both of them have high offensive power, but you got to decide which one's the bigger threat here. I'm gonna go out on a limb and use 4D slip because I really don't want to fight any of them. Yes, I would rather use the PP and get out of there. Anyways, in that room is, I believe, a bomb. Bombs do a bit more than bottle rockets, it seems. They do about 30 damage of PK fire, whereas bottle rockets do about 20. Speaking of PK fire. On the ladder, I'm going to do some more maintenance. Actually, Life Up Cream on Lloyd isn't that bad of an idea. And let's just go ahead and use some of our big bag on N10. Alright, if you go to the right, there's a rope. I don't want that, so continue on this way. 2019, so close to 2013. Anyways, continue on. Up here, I believe there's a bomb in a room. I fought nothing but fireballs! Up here, in this room, there's a bomb, I think. If you want to get that, go ahead. Oh my gosh. Again. Oh, wait, no, we have a new enemy this time! Old robots. I believe they might be weaker than scrappers. I'm not sure. I can look that up. I actually have the information up. I just don't have it up right now. But anyways, again, I really don't want to fight these guys. I would like to fight them individually, but you know it doesn't work out like that. Thank goodness. I will say this. With your partner, you can use multiple attempts to run away. That is at least good. Anyways, continuing on, you go up here, and there's something I do want to get. If you go up here and go over here the wrong way of what you're trying to go, and you go in here, go up here, check this, you get a PSI stone. You want that PSI stone. PSI stones are good. Anyways, hold on. There's a split path coming up ahead, and you have a choice of two ways. One way would take you the right way, and the other way would take you to a super spray. Super sprays, to be quite honest, to get that super spray, you have to go through about the same amount of dungeon as you would to get to the end. So I don't recommend getting the super spray at this point in this place. I actually recommend never getting that, because it is so far out of the way, it's not even worth it. Anyways, hold on. Let me make sure that I go the right way. Yes, you're going to want to take the first ladder that you see going up. Old robot! Finally, we can fight this thing alone. I think it has very tough attacks as well, and it has a bit of defense. Oh gosh, that's just normal. Yeah, robots in this area, I guess, just plain destroy. Anyways, let me go ahead and use that big bag on Lloyd. Because remember the catch-22 of Lloyd can't die in this place. If Lloyd dies in this place, it's bad times. Scrapper again. Okay, hey, you see that 12 right there? I do too. Yes, brilliant. More of that. Anyways, you're going to want to continue going on, and you're going to want to take the first ladder you see, and then you're going to want to go this way. you're not going to want to take this ladder because it leads to Nowheresville. Instead, you're going to want to take this ladder going up, and then, hold on. Yes, and then you're going to want to take this ladder because there's nowhere else. And then you get up here. We are about halfway through the dungeon by this point. Now, because I'm low on HP, that ladder that you just saw before I went into the Battle of Death right here. Okay. PSI 4D! Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and use some of that PSI stone. And, oh my gosh. Oh, okay, the bomber that I just killed dropped a bomb. That's pretty good. Anyways, if you go in here and go all the way to the end, you check this. There's Life of Cream. I'm going to want to use that on, I guess, an 10. Lloyd is pretty good for HP right now. An 10 could use some more. Anyways, I recommend getting that if you are low on HP. That's by this point in this area. Other than that, if you continue going that way, you can find two things. You can find a bottle rocket if you go to the first ladder that you see. The second ladder will lead to a rope, and the third ladder will lead you to bread and something that you want. Trust me, you want this thing that we're going to find. Anyways, see you in a sec. You want the thing above the third ladder. I'm getting tired of those combinations of BS enemies. Anyways, that's the second ladder. This should be the third ladder. You want this. Go in here. Top one leads to bread. This one leads to something we want for Lloyd. Check it. There's a Franklin badge inside. Yes. We want Lloyd to have this. I cannot stress that. You want to pick this up on your way in here. If you want to get the bread for later on, that's fine. Doesn't really help that you're halfway through the dungeon, but if you forgot one and you need to go halfway through the dungeon already, you can save yourself a trip. Anyways, more of this. I might also just use the PSI stone until it's dead. I really hate... I'm scared of fighting those two. I don't know if I can handle it. Anyways, if you continue going on, you're going to want to take the next ladder you see going up. If you continue on after that, there's a bomb in the next room that you can pick up. Go over here, you're going to want to take the first ladder up here, going up, and then you have pretty much a trek all the way to the end. I believe. Am I in the right place? Yes, I am. Now, very quickly, before you go all the way down that to the left, because the left takes you to a long way to get to where you need to go. But if you go this way, which you're going to want to go beforehand, you go in here, go up here, check it, you get a force capsule. You're going to want to get that for, I guess, Lloyd. I really just want to get Lloyd up a bit. Otherwise, you can continue to buff out an 10. You know, whenever I first played this game, I thought the 4th D slip was like a literal pass, like a piece of paper. I'd never really connected the fact that slip means like get away. Anyways, continue on going down here. Going down here, and then skip that room, I believe. And Lloyd advanced right before the end. All this has increased. Wisdom seems to increase a lot with Lloyd, and other stuff doesn't. Anyway, skip that room and go through this room. Anyways, you finally get here. You check this. Aim on the rock. Okay, 1, 2, 3, fire! And now you are done with this dungeon. So, Go ahead and use your bread. I don't have bread, unfortunately, so yeah, I need to get on carrying bread at all times. Anyways, I'll meet you outside the dungeon. Holy crap, on a stick pull, I actually made it out! And, then 10 learned Healing Pi, I believe. No, Healing Gamma. I don't remember what Healing Gamma does compared to Healing Alpha. But anyways, both of them leveled up, and I got into a battle. You're going to want to walk all the way back to the train tracks for this. So, maybe I should cut this out, actually. Anyways, once you finally make it all the way back down, you'll see that the rocket actually destroyed the rocks. And there's a bear. We haven't fought this yet. I told you this thing's dangerous. It can stand up to Nintendo and Lloyd by this point. And it does some nasty damage too. Well, what? Level 19 with all this stuff on was able to do 6 damage. So you can imagine coming out of Magicant, especially if you forgot the defensive items. Anyways, now we're going to get into something else. Before you continue on, well, this is how you continue on. You're going to go want to get enough money for a ticket. I'll be right back! Well, here we go. I didn't get exactly 2,000, I just got that much. Anyways, your next destination is Snowman. However, I believe you want to go to Reindeer first. If I'm wrong, you're going to want to go to Spokane. So, if we're going to Reindeer, then, you know, this will stay in. Anyways, the train. I will be cutting out the train rides that I've already done. So, if I go from A to B, I'll keep that in. If I go from B to A, I'll keep that in. If I go from A to B for the second time, I won't. It's only if I'm going to a new town or if I'm taking the route back. But basically, you're going to see going to and from at least once. Other than that, you're not going to see it. Because this takes forever, although it's awesome and amazing. I gotta say, this train is cool. I have no idea how long this video is going to be anyways, by the way. But if you go over here, talk to this person. Are you going to Snowman? Yes. I found this hat. I believe it's the property of a girl who lives there. Please take it to her. Sorry, but I'm afraid I can't carry all the... Oh, shoot me in the foot. Bombs? Just drop the bomb that we somehow carried on the train. Yes. Anyways, that is required. You're gonna want to go ahead and do that. So with that, let's go ahead and go to Snowman. And I believe this is it that we're going to do for the video. So, with that being said, let's enjoy the train ride until we eventually end. Next time on Let's Play Mother 1/Earthbound 0, we are going to go further into Snowman and explore the awesomeness of this music. So until then, guys, I will see you next time.